Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Talk About It in English. If you are a parent or if you take care of children, you know that there is 1 hour of the day that is more stressful than any other. It isn't bedtime and it isn't homework time. It is that crazy, chaotic hour between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. We call it the morning rush.
Oh, I know exactly what you are talking about, Sarah. The morning rush is universal. The clock is ticking, everyone is tired, nobody can find their shoes, and you need to leave the house in 10 minutes. It is stressful enough in your native language, but for our listeners who are learning English, this moment can feel impossible. You want to speak English with your kids, you want to build that bilingual environment, but when the pressure is on, the English words just disappear.
Exactly, Mark. That is the biggest pain point I hear from our community. Parents tell me, Sarah, I can talk about my job in English, I can talk about travel, but when I need to get my son to put on his pants at 7:30 in the morning, I just start pointing and shouting in my own language, and that is completely normal. Our brains prioritize efficiency when we are stressed. But today, we are going to change that. We are going to slow down that morning hour and give you the exact script you need.
That sounds perfect. So we aren't just learning random vocabulary today. We are building a routine, a step-by-step guide to getting from the pillow to the front door, entirely in English. And we are going to focus on a specific type of grammar that is very useful for parents, imperatives.
Yes, imperatives. These are commands or instructions. They are short, they are direct, and they are perfect for the morning rush. We are going to break this down into 4 phases: waking up, the bathroom, getting dressed, and the departure. By the end of this episode, you will have a toolkit of phrases that you can use tomorrow morning.
I'm ready. My kids are heavy sleepers, so I really need help with phase 1. Let's start at 7 a.m. The alarm goes off. What is the first thing we should say?
Well, most people just say, wake up, and that works. It is correct. But it is a little bit boring, isn't it? If we want to sound natural and maybe a little bit gentle, because nobody likes to be woken up aggressively, we can use some classic English phrases. The most famous one is, rise and shine.
Rise and shine. I love that one. It sounds very optimistic. Rise means to get up, and shine implies that you are going to have a bright, happy day. It is a nice way to start. But what if the child is completely under the covers and refusing to move?
Then you might need something a little more playful. You can call them a sleepyhead. This is a very affectionate term for someone who looks tired or wants to keep sleeping. You could say, good morning, sleepyhead. Time to wake up. It softens the command.
Good morning, sleepyhead. That is great. Now, physically, getting out of bed is the hard part. Do we just say, get out of bed?
You can, but again, we want to talk about real life. A more energetic phrase is hop out of bed. The verb hop usually means a small jump, like a rabbit. When you tell a child to hop out of bed, it implies speed and energy. It suggests do this quickly and lightly, rather than slowly dragging yourself to the floor.
I like that. Come on, hop out of bed. It sounds like a game. But let's be honest, Sarah. The most common response from a child at 7 a.m. is not jumping. It is usually a groan, or they say 5 more minutes, please. How do we handle that negotiation in English without getting angry?
That is a dangerous moment. If you switch to your native language to argue, you lose the English momentum. You need a phrase that acknowledges their feeling but holds the boundary. You can say, I know you're tired, but we have a big day today. Or you can use a physical command to help them wake up. Let's have a big stretch. Stretch your arms up high.
Stretching is a good trick. It actually wakes the body up. So the script for 7 a.m. looks something like this. You open the curtains, you let the light in, and you say, rise and shine, sleepyhead. Come on, let's have a big stretch. Hop out of bed, it's 7 o'clock.
Perfect. And notice the tone mark. It's firm but bright. You aren't asking them if they want to get up. You are telling them it is time, but you are doing it with positive energy.
Okay, so they are out of bed. They are stumbling down the hallway. Now we move to phase 2, the bathroom. This is usually around 7:15 a.m. This area is full of specific vocabulary that textbooks often ignore. We all know brush your teeth, but real life is messier than that.
It certainly is. Let's start with the teeth. Brush your teeth is the basic command. But if you are watching a child brush, you usually need to give specific instructions because they try to finish in 5 seconds. You might say, brush up and down, or don't forget the back teeth.
Don't forget the back. That is a very useful phrase. And what about the toothpaste? My kids always make a mess with it.
Oh, the toothpaste mess. A common command there is squeeze gently. You don't want them to push all the paste out. And then the most important part that parents often have to shout, spit it out.
Spit it out. That is a phrasal verb, right?
Yes, spit is the action of ejecting liquid from your mouth. Spit it out is the full command. You can also say, rinse your mouth. To rinse means to wash something with water to remove soap or dirt. So the sequence is, brush really well, spit it out, and rinse your mouth.
Okay, and then there is the face. Wash your face is simple. But is there a more natural way to say this? I remember my mom used to say something about sleep.
Yes, she probably said, wash the sleep out of your eyes. You know that crusty stuff you get in the corners of your eyes when you wake up? In English, we simply call that sleep. So telling a child to wash the sleep out of their eyes is a very common, very native way to tell them to clean up their face properly.
That is fascinating. I never realized we called that substance sleep. That is a great detail for our listeners. Wash the sleep out of your eyes. It sounds almost poetic, but it is actually just hygiene. Now, we can't talk about the bathroom without talking about the toilet. It is a reality of life.
Absolutely. And for parents, the phrase you need on repeat is, flush the toilet, please. And maybe put the seat down.
Flush the toilet. That verb flush is specific to toilets. You don't wash the toilet regarding the water going down. You flush it. And after that, of course, wash your hands with soap.
Right. And if you are in a rush, you might need to check them. You can ask, did you use soap? Because simply running water over your hands doesn't count.
I feel like we are building a really solid routine here. So for phase 2, the bathroom, we have brush up and down, spit it out, rinse your mouth, wash the sleep out of your eyes, and don't forget to flush.
Exactly. If you just used those phrases, you would already be speaking more English than 90% of learners do in the morning. But now, Mark, we enter the danger zone. Phase 3, getting dressed. It's 7:30 a.m. This is where the arguments happen.
Oh yes, the clothing challenge. This is where children suddenly decide they hate all their clothes or they want to wear a swimsuit in winter. The vocabulary here is tricky because we have a lot of phrasal verbs.
We do. The most important one is put on. We use put on for the action of dressing. Put on your shirt, put on your socks. Many learners make the mistake of saying wear your shirt.
Right, that is a classic mistake. Wear is the state of having clothes on your body. I am wearing a shirt right now. But put on is the action of getting dressed. So you cannot say, wear your shoes quickly. You have to say, put on your shoes quickly.
Exactly. And the opposite is take off. So if they put on their pajama top by mistake, you say, take that off, please. Put on your school shirt.
Now, what about the mechanics of clothing? Kids often struggle with the little parts, zippers, buttons, laces. What are the verbs we need here?
These are great specific verbs. For a zipper, like on a jacket or some pants, we say zip up your jacket. For buttons, we say button up your shirt. And if they miss a button, you can say, you missed a button, or do it again, please.
And for shoes, if they have laces?
Then the verb is tie your shoes, or tie your laces. If they are very young, they might have Velcro shoes. In that case, you just say, strap them tight.
Strap them tight. Good one. Now, here is a scenario I face constantly. My son puts his shirt on, but the label is at the front. It is on backwards. How do I correct him?
Ah, the spatial vocabulary. If the back is at the front, we say it is backwards. Your shirt is backwards. If the inside seams are showing, we say it is inside out.
Inside out. That is such a useful phrase. So you might say, sweetie, your t-shirt is inside out. Take it off and fix it.
Yes, and notice how many words we are generating just for this one activity. If you only say get dressed, you are missing a huge opportunity to teach your child English. You could be narrating the whole process. Is that your blue shirt? Cool. Put your arm through the sleeve. Button it up. Oops, it's backwards. Fix it. Great job.
Narrating the process. That is the key, isn't it? You don't have to wait for them to speak. You can just describe what is happening. That fills the air with English.
Precisely. And it keeps you calm. Instead of thinking about the time, you are focusing on the language. But speaking of time, look at the clock mark. It's 7:50 a.m. We need to leave the house. This brings us to phase 4, the departure.
This is the high stress moment. The urgency is real. If you don't leave now, you will be late for school or work. We need short, punchy phrases here. We can't be poetic.
No poetry allowed at 7:50. We need speed. The first phrase is grab your bag. The verb grab implies taking something quickly with your hand. It is much faster than pick up. Grab your bag, grab your lunch.
Grab is great energy. Grab your coat. Let's go. What about the shoes? We already said put on, but now we are really in a hurry.
You can simply say, shoes on, now, please. Dropping the verb put and just saying shoes on makes it an imperative fragment. It sounds very urgent. Shoes on, coat on, bag on back.
I like that rhythm. It sounds like a military drill, but for kids. Shoes on, coat on, and then comes the countdown. I find that giving warnings helps.
Yes, you need to manage expectations. We are leaving in 5 minutes is good. But at the very end, you need phrases like, we have to go now, or we are running late.
Running late. That is a great collocation. It doesn't mean we are physically running. It means we are behind schedule. Come on, we're running late.
And before you walk out the door, there is usually a moment of checking. Do you have everything? Or double check your bag. To double check means to check one more time just to be sure.
Double check your lunchbox. That has saved me many times. Okay, so we're at the door. We open it. What is the final command?
Let's go, or off we go. Off we go is a very British, slightly storybook way of saying we are starting a journey, but it is lovely for walking to school. Okay, everyone, off we go.
Off we go. It ends the chaotic morning on a positive note. It signals that the stress is over and the day has begun.
Exactly. So Mark, let's look back at what we have built. We have covered an entire hour of life. We started with rise and shine and hop out of bed. We moved to brush up and down and wash the sleep out of your eyes. We navigated inside-out shirts and zipping up jackets. And finally, we grabbed our bags and said, off we go.
It sounds like a lot when you list it like that. It might feel overwhelming to our listeners to try and do all of this tomorrow morning.
You are absolutely right. And that is my main advice for today. Do not try to do the whole script tomorrow. If you try to change your entire morning routine in one day, you will get stressed and you will go back to your native language.
So what should they do instead?
Start small. Pick one phase. Maybe tomorrow you just focus on phase 4, the departure. Do the rest of the morning in your native language like normal. But when the clock hits 7:50, switch to English. Say, shoes on, grab your bag, and let's go. Just those 5 minutes.
That is very manageable. Build the habit in small blocks. Once you master the departure, maybe next week you add the bathroom routine.
Exactly. It is about consistency, not perfection. And remember, your child might not answer you in English. That is okay. If you say, put on your shoes, and they answer in their native language, but they put on their shoes, that is a success. They understood you. That is communication.
That is a really important point to remember. We are modeling the language. We are putting the sounds in their ears. Eventually, the words will come out of their mouths too.
Now, I want to go back to a few specific pronunciation tips for these phrases, because in the morning rush, we tend to speak fast, and that changes how the words sound. We use a lot of connected speech.
Oh, good idea. Like hop out of bed. When you say that fast, it doesn't sound like 4 separate words.
Right. It sounds like hop out of bed. The T and out connects to the of in of. Hop out of bed. Try that, Mark.
Hop out of bed. Hop out of bed. Yeah, it flows much better.
And wake up. The K sound connects to the oo. It sounds like wake up. Come on, wake up.
Wake up. It sounds much friendlier than a robot saying, wake up. What about put it on? That is a classic for linking.
Yes, put it on. The T in put becomes a flap T in American English, sounding almost like a duh, and it connects to it. And the T in it connects to on. Put it on. Come on, put it on.
Put it on. That is what real English sounds like. If you are waiting to hear put it on, you will miss it.
Exactly. And this is why shadowing is so important. We aren't just learning words. We are learning the music of the routine. Let's practice a few more. Brush your teeth. The sh in brush slides into the Y of your. It almost sounds like brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth. Brush your teeth up and down.
And clean it up. If they make a mess, clean it up. The N connects to the I. Clean it up.
These little connections make you sound so much more fluent, and they're easier to say when you are in a hurry. It's actually harder to speak like a robot when you are rushing.
That is true. Connected speech is actually lazier speech. It is the path of least resistance for your tongue. So don't be afraid to mush the words together a little bit. That's how native speakers do it.
I want to ask about tone again, Sarah. We talked about rise and shine being happy, but what about when we need to be strict? Sometimes children just don't listen. How do we show we are serious in English without shouting?
The key in English is often dropping the pitch of your voice and slowing down. If you shout high and fast, you sound out of control. If you speak lower and slower, You sound authoritative.
Can you give us an example? Let's say the child is running away when they need to put shoes on.
If I am panicking, I might scream, "Put your shoes on now," deeply high-pitched. It sounds weak, but if I drop my voice and say, name, shoes, on, now, with a pause between each word, it is very powerful.
Shoes on now. Yeah, that sounds like business.
And you can use the I count to 3 method. This works in every language. I am counting to 3. 1, 2. You don't even need complex grammar for that. The numbers are universal for you are in trouble.
The universal language of 1, 2. I think every child in the world knows what happens when you get to 3.
Exactly. So don't feel like you need complicated sentences to discipline. Simple, low, and slow is very effective.
This has been such a practical session, Sarah. I feel like I have a mental checklist now. I can visualize the morning.
That is the goal. We want to move English from your textbook into your kitchen and your hallway. And remember, listeners, if you are enjoying this practical approach, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We don't just teach grammar rules here. We teach you how to live your life in English. If you hit that subscribe button, you won't miss our next episode on the bedtime routine, which is the perfect partner to this video.
Oh, I need the bedtime routine. That is a whole different set of vocabulary. Tuck me in, read me a story, check for monsters. I can't wait for that one.
It is going to be a good one. But before we wrap up today, let's do a quick role play, Mark. I want our listeners to hear how all these phases sound together in real time. I will be the parent, you be the reluctant child.
Okay, I'm good at being reluctant. Let's do it.
Clapping hands. Good morning. Rise and shine. Come on, hop out of bed.
5 more minutes.
No way, sleepyhead. We have a big day. Stretch your arms up. Big stretch. Okay, straight to the bathroom. Let's go.
Okay, I'm going.
Don't forget to wash the sleep out of your eyes and use soap.
I'm using soap.
Did you flush?
Yes.
Good. Now, grab your blue shirt. Put it on quickly.
I can't find it.
Oh, here it is. It's inside out. Fix it, please. And zip up your pants. We are leaving in 10 minutes.
I'm hungry.
Grab a banana. We are running late. Shoes on right now.
Where is my backpack?
It's by the door. Grab your bag. Double check you have your homework.
I have it.
Okay, coat on. Off we go.
Wow, that felt fast, but it flowed. It didn't feel unnatural.
And notice, I didn't use any complex subjunctive grammar or conditional perfect tenses. It was all imperatives and simple statements. Zip up, grab this, fix that. You can do this.
I really think our listeners can do this. It's just about having those short phrases ready in your mouth memory.
Mouth memory. I love that term. That's why you need to practice them aloud. Don't just think them. Say, zip up 10 times while you are driving to work today. Say, spit it out while you're in the shower. Get your mouth used to the shapes.
That is great advice. Before we go, Sarah, is there one common mistake you see parents make with this routine? Something they should avoid?
Yes, the biggest mistake is translating from their native language word for word. For example, in some languages you say, close the light instead of turn off the light, or clean your teeth instead of brush your teeth. While people will understand you, if you want to teach your child natural English, try to learn these specific collocations we practiced today. Stick to the English chunks, not the translation.
Turn off the light versus close the light. That is a classic one. And asking, did you pass a good night instead of did you sleep well?
Exactly. Did you sleep well is the natural morning question. So stick to the script we gave you. It is safe, it is natural, and it is native.
This has been incredibly helpful. I feel less stressed about tomorrow morning already.
I am glad to hear that. Being a parent is hard work. Being a bilingual parent is even harder. You are doing an amazing job just by trying. Every word you speak in English to your child is a gift you are giving them for their future. So be patient with yourself.
That is a beautiful thought to end on. A gift for their future.
So here is your mission for tomorrow morning. Choose one phase, maybe just the departure. When you are standing at the door, take a deep breath, smile, and say, shoes on, grab your bag, off we go. See how it feels.
And let us know in the comments how it went. Did their kids look at you like you were crazy? Did they answer back in English? We want to hear your stories.
Yes, please share with us. We love reading your comments. Thank you so much for joining us on Talk About It in English.
Keep talking, keep practicing, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
See you next time.